Alright, so what we're gonna do now is install the new fuel regulator assembly. So let's get to that. Alright, so we got the CJ fuel regulator right here. So we just gotta take these Allens off. This is a 764. So we'll just take that off. Make sure you spray some lubricant on these O-rings before you put it in the spot. So it's just going like that. Alright, so let's put this in. Alright, and then it'll click right in. Clicks right in. Then we're just gonna put this little ring back on. Oops. Just snug it on. Doesn't need to be super tight. Just hand tighten. Alright, that's good. Alright, so now that we're kind of done messing with this, we're going to work on the next part. And that will be modifying the swirl jet, which is this part right here. So we're gonna have to try to push this out from the top. First I should take off this fuel sensor, fuel level sensor, so I don't break anything. I already kind of broke a clip earlier, so try not to break anything else. See if I can pry this off. That thing is on there tight. Ooh, there we go. Got it off. Without breaking it, I think. So now, we got to drill this part right here. If you don't do that, not enough fuel will come through. Alright, so we're gonna start small. Just work our way up. Alright, so I just drilled it, but when you do drill through it, you just want to be careful not to drill all the way through. So when you're drilling, you can look inside there, and you'll see once you go through that, once you see it go through, then you stop. Don't go all the way through to the other side. Now I believe the biggest you want to go is 764. So we're gonna do that. Honestly, I think 330 seconds is fine. So I'm gonna leave it at 330 seconds. Alright. So if you can see, it's a little bit bigger. So we're done with that, so we can put it back on. Alright, so let's just put this back on. Some gentle taps. Then that is back installed in again. So now we can actually start working on putting the pump in. First, I'm gonna put the fuel level sensor back on this. If I remember how. Just goes right. There we go. Alright. So, fuel pump. So in the kit actually comes with a new filter, so let's put that on the fuel pump. See, now on the OEM 350Z fuel pump assembly, you didn't have room, or I didn't have room to put one of these on, so this should be a lot better to have this, less chance of screwing up your pump. This is clips on. Should be a little clip. You should hear a click. There we go. I think it was on. Alright, so that's on. Now we can kind of put this in. Probably need to put this over it. Alright, should fit a little better now. Might cut it. So I just cut it in half. There we go. Just had to put some lubrication. I can still move this if I need to. I hope. Now we need to put the other thing back on. Put this back on. This just clips on this. And you kind of just shove that on there. almost ready. I believe I'm gonna have to turn this all the way around actually. I think we want it like that. That way you can tuck this like that, and you'll be able to put. So you don't want to block the swirl jet down there when you're putting this back in. So I believe we're gonna try to put the return hose on first. So let's do that. Alright, so I got it on there. Pretty tight fit. So I just gotta, actually don't have the right pliers to clamp these down, so I'm gonna need to go get one. Alright, so I didn't know I needed the Oracle clamp tool. I thought they were still using these, but I have a bunch of these, and I'm just gonna use these and hope it works. Should be on there pretty good. Now we can put this back together. Push down on it. Should look like that. Now we can start on everything else. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna work on getting these rods out. So I think we're gonna need to put a little bit of heat on these things so we can get them out. So let's do that. So what I got is this solder that can be turned into a torch. It's gonna heat it up. Not wanna come out yet. There we go. Had to force it out a little bit. Get the other one. Oh, there we go. So that's both of those. I won't need this anymore. So we're gonna reuse these. And we're gonna put them on our billet hat. So just make sure you use the same end that was in, the same end of the rod. Put that one in. And the kit. Also, there will be some screws to hold it in, so let me get those out. I think it's still gonna use a 7/64. No, it's actually using a different size. So the Allen key for that one was a 3/32. I just went ahead and tightened that off camera. So now, guess we'll go ahead and finish assembling the top hat. Now, mine is probably gonna be different. Everyone's setup is gonna be different from mine's probably because I made my own return. So I think I'm gonna use the A as my return and the B as my feed. Now, when you're installing these, just one thing to note, depending on which kit you get, I have the bigger pump size, so you get a different fitting size for your pump. Since if you're running a 450, 485, or 525, you can get the bigger one and your return one, which is still in the bag. This inlet is gonna be bigger for the fuel, for the fuel pump, and the fuel return is gonna be smaller. So I'm gonna install the fuel side. Just make sure you lubricate it. So I'm gonna put this on B. And I believe these are 19s. It doesn't have to be super tight. Then I'm gonna put my return on A. That shouldn't leak. Now for the one you're not gonna use, you have a plug. So I'm gonna plug C up. Let me tighten these up real quick. 19 socket. Just gonna hand tighten it. Should be good. Alright. I just need to tighten this. I'm gonna go find the right Allen key for that one. Alright, so I got that tightened down. I believe that was a size 6. So now we can kind of put it together. Well, I still gotta do some wiring. So let's work on that.